Well, the very thing that those who are outside of the Hollywood industry that are in our community that see the challenges that we deal with every day as a people. We work twice as hard to get not valued twice as the way I believe we supposed to
Well,
be.
the very thing that those who are outside of the Hollywood industry, that are in our community, that see the challenges that we deal with every day as a people, we work twice as hard to get, twice as less. We're not valued the way I believe we supposed to be valued. The real deal is we don't own any platforms the way we should. There's a few. Picture this, you're watching Menace to Society in 1993. And this unknown actor named Lauren Tate absolutely steals every scene as Odd Dog. 4 years later, he's got every woman in America falling in love with his poetry and Love Jones. By 2005, he's practically disappeared from major films. No scandals, no arrests, no public breakdowns, just gone. What happened to one of Hollywood's most promising black leading men? Well, Cat Williams tried to warn us for years, and what he revealed about Lauren Tate's mysterious disappearance will change everything you thought you knew about Hollywood. Let me take you back to the early 90s when Lauren Tate was absolutely unstoppable. This young man from Chicago's West Side had everything Hollywood claimed to want: raw talent, undeniable charisma, and that rare ability to completely transform on screen. His story starts like so many other great actors. Born September 8, 1975, Lauren was the youngest of three brothers. When his family moved to California in 1984, his parents got him and his brothers into a drama program at the Inner City Cultural Center. Initially, the boys were just trying to meet girls. But everything changed when their classmate Malcolm Jamal Warner got cast as Theo on The Cosby Show. Suddenly, acting became serious business for the Tate brothers. By 1985, 10-year-old Lauren was making his debut on The Twilight Zone. Then came appearances on 21 Jump Street, The Wonder Years, and Family Matters, where he played Steve Urkel's nemesis, Willie Huffner. But these were just warm-ups for what was coming. 1993 was the year everything exploded. The Hughes brothers approached Lauren to star in their debut feature, Menace to Society. His portrayal of O.D. Dog, that trigger-happy teenager with zero conscience, was absolutely magnetic. Critics were blown away. Frederick I. Douglass of the Baltimore Black American called his performance instant classic material. You can kind of see in his eyes what he was sort of about and made, whereas you didn't see that in O-Dog's eye until you crossed him. But here's what made Lauren special. He wasn't just a one-note actor. The Inkwell showed his romantic leading man potential. Dead Presidents proved he could carry a Vietnam veteran drama. Then in '97, he hit us with Love Jones, and women everywhere were absolutely smitten. That poetry scene where Darius recites a blues for Nanina, that was the stuff of legends. Larenz wasn't just acting, he was embodying the smooth, intellectual, artistic black man that Hollywood rarely showcased. Women were in a complete chokehold, and men respected him because he represented something different. By the late 90s, Larenz Tate was positioned to be our generation's Denzel Washington. He had the talent, the look, the versatility, and most importantly, he was clean. No scandals, no drama, no embarrassing headlines. He represented black excellence in every project he touched. Studios should have been throwing leading man roles at him left and right. But something strange was about to happen, something that would change the entire trajectory of his career. And according to Cat Williams, it wasn't an accident. Anybody's earned the right to make a lot of money more than this man has, man. He's been carrying the torch for us for years. He ain't really gotten to no real controversial scandals over the years. Now, here's where things get absolutely bizarre. After Love Jones, Larenz should have been Hollywood's next big thing. Instead, he started fading into the background in the most mysterious way possible. Think about typical Hollywood career declines for a second. Usually, there's some obvious reason why a star falls off. Substance problems, legal troubles, public meltdowns, difficult behavior on set, box office flops, career-ending scandals. Something that explains why the phone stopped ringing. But with Larenz, absolutely nothing like that happened. No scandals, no arrests, no public breakdowns, no embarrassing paparazzi photos. He remained the same professional, talented, respected actor he'd always been. Yet somehow, major studio leading man roles just started disappearing. Let's look at the timeline. Post-97, Larenz appeared in films like Why Do Fools Fall in Love, Love Come Down, A Man Apart, and Crash. But notice something. Most of these were supporting roles or smaller budget productions. The big studio leading man opportunities that should have come after Love Jones just never materialized. We're not valued the way I believe we're supposed to be valued. So those budgets are really important for us so that we can have the kind of quality that we can present to the consumer. By the 2000s, Larenz was mostly appearing in ensemble pieces or taking television work. Don't get me wrong, he was still delivering excellent performances whenever he got the chance. His work on Crash was phenomenal. His portrayal of Peter, the carjacker, who lamented stereotypes while feeding into them, was complex and nuanced. But something was clearly different. This man, who'd proven he could open movies, who had serious acting chops, and a devoted fan base, was being excluded from major Hollywood productions. And here's the most telling detail. Larenz himself hinted that this wasn't career failure, it was a conscious choice. In interviews, he'd say things like, "I placed a different value upon myself than I felt people in Hollywood placed on me." He mentioned not doing some of the same things that they wanted me to do. Those statements suggest something crucial. Larenz didn't fall off, he walked away. But walked away from what exactly? What was Hollywood asking him to do that he refused? And why did his refusal result in what looked like industry-wide exclusion? According to Cat Williams, Larenz Tate's mysterious disappearance wasn't mysterious at all. It was predictable. Because in Hollywood, when you don't play the game the way they want you to play, they simply stop calling. And what Cat revealed about that game will blow your mind. Where those numbers go, we're glad that those numbers are being paid to the comedy community, because they don't pay those dollars unless you're actually paying the bills. And horror is not what Hollywood is built on. Now here's where things get absolutely wild and where Cat Williams becomes our reluctant prophet of Hollywood's hidden truths. For years, literally years, Cat has been trying to warn us about what really happens behind the scenes in Hollywood. And everybody thought that he was crazy, until they realized he wasn't. Cat's main theory is pretty straightforward. Hollywood doesn't like real ones. It's the fakes, the gatekeepers, the puppets that really thrive in Hollywood. But those with morals and principles tend to get tossed aside. But here's where Cat drops the real gem. He claims that before anyone reaches major Hollywood success, they have to pass certain tests. And these aren't acting tests, these are submission tests, humiliation rituals designed to see if you can be controlled. A ritual is something that you do over and over and over again a certain way. You see what I'm saying? If part of the ritual is wearing a dress, then we should be able to look through entertainment and see all of these people being made to wear a dress. The most famous example Cat always brings up, the dress-wearing situation. Now, before you roll your eyes, listen to how Cat explains it. When I be like, "These guys are wearing dresses," everybody's like, "Oh, he keeps talking about people wearing dresses." No, it's not weird. It's not like that. Look at it from a different way. Show me one person that ever wore a dress in Hollywood unsuccessfully. That's how you understand what a ritual is. Think about that for a second. Dave Chappelle talked about this exact thing. He said producers tried to pressure him into wearing a dress for a scene that didn't even require it. When he refused, suddenly everyone was acting strange around him. Eventually, Dave walked away from a $50 million deal with Comedy Central. Coincidence? Cat claims the reason behind this ritual is humiliation and control. Before you get through that final door, there's always some moment where they want to make you do something that crosses your line. Something you'd never do if you had real power. And once you do it, they've got you forever. Now here's what makes Kat's theory so chilling. The evidence keeps supporting him. Kevin Hart famously said he'd never wear a dress. Then he did, and his career exploded afterwards. Will Smith slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars. Public humiliation on the biggest stage. Kanye's wife shows up basically naked to events. John Cena presented at the Oscars wearing nothing but an envelope. And, from the looks of it, the new pope is not Turkin. The new pope is 9-year-old Oscar nominee Convention Wallace. But here's the part that connects to Lauren Tate. Kat claims that when actors refuse to participate in these rituals, they get quietly blacklisted. That's what makes information so powerful. You don't care how people feel about the ritual.